Kyle Reviewed. Like and subscribe.
Hey guys, just finished watching Black Lightning, Season 3, Episode 9, The Book of Resistance, Chapter 4, Earth Crisis. So this episode is a hugely tie-in to Crisis on Infinite Earth. Now, it's a tie-in to it. It's a tie-in issue, a tie-in episode, but not really like only the characters of Black Lightning are on it. But if you had no idea what's going on and you didn't know about the Crisis, here you go. You're full into it, and whether you like it or not, and now you got to go watch Crisis. Now, it is a bit weird at the end, though, that all these shows have been showing Crisis, and all that stuff, and I guess you could go back and watch it. But if you're only watching for Black Lightning, you could just go and watch the Flash episode or start with the Flash episode of Crisis, and he'll be in from the Flash episode on, so episode 3 and on, because he's not in the first 2 episodes of Crisis. But this episode was really interesting. It's definitely playing around with Jennifer and dealing with her own crisis. You know, a different version, one of her versions who's a murderer and all that stuff, and another version of her who's, you know, decided to kind of forgo her powers and all that stuff and take away everyone's powers all in Freeland and stuff. And I think that's kind of interesting to see the kind of 2 different opposite extreme choices that there is, you know, to kind of become crazy murderer or just give up and stuff. And then there's a third option, which they didn't really have a third option, which is kind of where she's at, but she's at that fork in the road. And it really is an interesting, very well done episode, and seeing her, you know, seeing Jennifer through this episode, the acting was just amazing here, and it was just really cool seeing her doing that, kind of acting off for herself, and I was surprised as to how much we got to see of Crest Williams as Black Lightning, as Jefferson and stuff, and he was kind of a lot in this episode, and the ending there was really good, and I'm definitely excited to see as to where things go with this in the third episode of Crisis. I haven't watched that yet. I think it was really interesting dealing with that, and now pretty much everyone knows that, everyone except Jennifer knows that Khalil is alive and stuff, so that'll be interesting, or at least he was alive before the end of this episode, so that'll be interesting to see as to where things go. And clearly, you know, there's going to be something to happen to kind of bring people back from the dead, at least bring destroyed Earth back and stuff, so that'll be quite cool to see as to where things kind of go with that in the Crisis. We didn't get too much of Henderson, and nothing really of him. We did get alternate versions and stuff of Jefferson and the whole family and stuff. It just really was an amazing episode like that, and the special effects was really cool. It was really kind of nice done, and I love how it kind of started right off with the red skies. I wish they had the red skies start up in last week's episode, the episode before, because as I was watching Crisis and stuff, and I knew Black Lightning would be a part of it, I wasn't sure if there was going to be, how much we're going to need to watch this episode as if it's in the middle of it, as in the order, or if I could have just watched, you know, the first 3 episodes of Crisis and then watch this. But no, this episode seems very important to knowing as to to knowing Black Lightning's headspace and where he's at, you know, with his going into the Crisis. You know, what was he taking? Was he just kind of plucked out of his universe just to save it, you know, but his universe is completely fine? Because that's what they could have done with him, is just kind of, you know, not let his show not really address it, him just disappear, and then him be back. You know, they're like, "Where'd you go?" And he's like, "Oh, I'll tell you about it, right?" And just kind of, he just teleported out without really doing anything. But it'd be quite interesting to see as to where things go, and see if he ends up being one of the 7 polygons. I doubt it. They didn't talk about one, but we'll have to wait and see as to where things go. And if they're able to do things like that, then it's kind of interesting to see as to where things go with all this. So I really like this episode. Definitely can't wait to see as to where things kind of go with all this. Definitely it's going to be interesting to see as to how things kind of fill out with the Crisis, and how it's going to be, what's Black Lightning's good purpose going to be how is it going to be used in the Crisis. So let me know what you think, guys, about this episode in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Okay, Kyle has a YouTube channel called Kyle Reviewed. It's about Marvel and DC. I happen to know a little bit about DC since my initials are DC. All right, so if you like Kyle's interviews and videos and reviews and everything like that, then like and subscribe. If you don't like them, well, maybe you're just not a comic book fan.